Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about a habit that can change your life, change your personality, that is reading. By reading you can even improve your writing skill, your grammar abilities, your vocabulary and lots of different things. I'm going to give you 6 steps plus one bonus step at the end of this video. So watch this video up to end and without further ado, let's get started. First, why do we want to read a book? You want to read as an entertainment, you want to learn new things, new informations, you want to improve yourself, improve your social relationship, improve your life. It is something personal and it all depends on your desire. Whatever is your motivation, choose the books based on your level. Because of grammar structures, vocabularies, and sentence structures, if you don't understand what the book is about, you will get demotivated and you leave reading. This is the biggest reason why most of the people don't study, regardless of the elements I will tell you. So the first step to make reading your habit is reading in chunks. Most of the people don't read books, but some who do, they leave it after reading 15 or 20 pages. We all experienced, we go to a bookstore, we pick up and buy our favorite one, and the time of reading we get bored, we feel sleepy and we just put it away. Because we see the whole book, it would be 200 pages, and we tell to ourselves, how can I read it? It has a lot of pages. I don't have the time, and we end up with nothing. Because we see the big part, it's in the essence of human. When we start something, we want to finish it as soon as we can. Because of that, we leave reading. In order to solve this problem, we should divide it into chunks. Maybe it's 200 pages. Divide it into 1 month, and it's equal to 6 pages per day. This is not really hard to read 6 pages per day. And in this way, you can read all of the book. And once you're accustomed with reading, I promise you, you will read even 40 up to 50 pages of a book in just 1 day. First, try to make reading your habit. And then when it becomes your habit, you would do that without planning that time. The next one, intensive reading and extensive reading. Intensive reading is kind of reading in details. And you look up for every word, phrase, or collocation that you don't understand. It requires mental effort and focus. Extensive reading is simply read as much as possible. And you don't pause for every word you don't know. And you just try to get the concept of the text. Extensive reading is meant to read for enjoyment, for fun. And it doesn't require high level of focus. If you intensively read text, it must be short and interesting. Because if you don't enjoy what you read, you will leave the reading of the book, and you forget about it. The next step is start with non-fiction books. Fiction books are difficult in terms of words and complex ideas. For starting or making a reading your habit, you need to read non-fiction books. You can start with 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Psychology of Money, Thinking Fast and Slow. Whatever you like, start with that because it has a simple explanation of everything you read with no so difficult words. Also, you can start with children's books because it has a very simple words, even beginners will understand. But this is not gonna make you a good reader. It is just for making a reading your habit. I recommend it for those who are not a book reader. If you are, so don't even touch it. It makes you lazy because it has a simple words. And when you read the adult version books, you don't understand the words, the grammar structures, and so on. Then you won't be interested in that book and you just put it away because you got used to children's books with simple words, simple structures. But sometimes we have to keep our inner child happy. My suggestion is start with the books I have already mentioned for making a reading your habit. The next step is pseudo studying. One of the greatest mistakes that people make the time of reading is pseudo reading or studying. Pseudo reading means you read, but you don't actually read. You think you read. It means when you read a book, physically you read, but mentally you are in 100 different places. You think about your debts, I hope you don't have any debts. You think about how to run your business and hundreds of different types of distractions. So when you read, put everything away and just focus on reading the book. And also another big mistake that most of the people make, they're focusing on finishing the book. Don't try to finish the book. Instead, try to learn the book, try to understand the book. When you focus on finishing, nothing will go here, and it doesn't make any sense to you to study. But if you focus to learn that, you enjoy from the reading process. The next step, using a journal and a highlighter. Now you made reading your habit. It's time to bring some differences. When you read a book, don't tell to yourself, okay, I'll reread this page and pull out the key concept of this. No, have a journal with yourself. If you don't, at least have a highlighter and highlight the golden parts and the paragraphs of the phrases that you encounter with. If you don't do this process, I promise you, you will never have the time to reread that book again. And don't just rely on your brain, because reading a book is all about informations and your brain can't process all of them. And it definitely forget most of the lines and phrases you have read. Writing the key points of a book in a journal means summarizing the whole book in just few papers. And after maybe a year, as I said, you won't have any time to reread that book. You go back to your journal and in 5 or 10 minutes, you will recall those informations you have read. It completely saves your time. And honestly, you don't need to reread the book. Instead, you can use from your time to read a new book. Also, it can help you to understand better, and when you want to talk about that topic, it is more easier to talk about that with someone else. Or you have a presentation, you can use from that without any hesitation and without worrying about making your own sentences. My recommendation is at least don't read the digital version of the books. Research showed that when students read a digital version, they spend less time on digital reading and have a lower comprehension scores. Reading online results in a lower understanding. If we see it in psychological aspects, it is the same. In 2016, Singer Trackman examined undergraduates' reading comprehension. After they read digital and printed version of the articles, students miss details when reading on a screen. In addition, the phone's screen constantly flickering and it causes the eyes and visual failure. And those who want to improve their pronunciations in English or any other languages, I suggest you to listen to the audio format of that book as well. And the last tip, using from illustration technique. Illustration technique means defining a visual explanation for something. For example, electronic television was first successfully demonstrated in San Francisco in 1927. Illustration technique tells you to feel yourself in San Francisco and imagine that you see the demonstration scene and you're beside the inventor of TV. Or in whatever, they got their independence. Pretend that you are the citizen of that country. You declare the independence of that country. This is the meaning of illustration technique. In this way, you can remember a high percentage of the book you read because it is linked with your brain, even with your emotions, and you pretend you are there. And it's time for our bonus tip. There's a website called Goodreads. For those who don't know about this website, it has a great collection of the books and also the best books of the year. You can find it easily. Even you can chat with the people, you can review a book. I highly recommend you once check out this website. This was for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching this video up to end. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for my next video notification. And please motivate me with your likes and sharing my videos with your friends. Wish you the best.